Hello, my name is Matthew, and this morning I finished reading Toilers of the Sea by Victor Hugo. It's translated from the French by James Hogarth, and this was another buddy read with Alan Morton, and we had a terrific correspondence throughout the book. And it is a seafaring adventure story. And it begins with a rather long essay, maybe 40 or 50 pages, telling you about the natural history of the Guernsey Island. And it goes into great detail and great length about the ecology and geology and the culture and people that inhabit this island. And it's fascinating reading on its own, but it does a superb job creating the world that the characters that we're about to meet live in. And it's a mysterious, strange, remote world. And the novel itself is basically there's one set piece. There's a main event, and Victor Hugo is putting everything in place to create this dramatic and sensational climax. The principal characters, we have our hero. His name is Gilliatt, and he's mysterious and solitary and clever. The people that live on the island are suspicious of him and don't trust him because he seems to have supernatural powers that they don't understand. He actually doesn't. He's just clever. There's a ship owner who has a new technological advancement. He has the steamboat, which also the islanders are afraid of. They call it the devil boat. Black smoke coming out of a boat instead of seeing oars or sails. And there's a couple other characters, but there's the treachery involved and smuggling. Just a couple nefarious things are happening. But the ship owner has a daughter that our hero, Gilliatt, loves from a distance. At night, he'll play the bagpipes on the shore so she can hear it. Well, through some devilish circumstances, the ship owner's steamboat is being helmed by a different person who purposefully wrecks the ship, and he's going to be getting away with a whole bunch of money. And he wrecks the ship. All the people that are on the ship leave. The villain makes it seem as if he's actually the hero because he's going to go down with the ship. It gets back to the island. The ship owner is absolutely devastated. This was his livelihood, and a big giant steamboat is very, very expensive and all that. And his daughter says, if anybody can save the engines, if someone can go back and somehow reclaim or rescue the engines, the daughter will marry whoever can do this. So Gilliatt, on his own, goes off to these rocky crags, and he finds the shipwreck. And it's not a normal shipwreck. There's two giant rocks jutting out from the sea. The ship is impaled on both of them, and it creates the letter H. So there's a ship just suspended between these rocks. And Gilliatt gets there and begins to work on, with his own ingenuity and willpower and strength and all of his tools of his mind and brawn. He needs to somehow get these giant engines out of the ship and into his boat. This takes him months, I think 2 months. And it goes along, and it's sort of all the things that you can imagine. He has setbacks, and he suffers, and things like that. But it's fantastic. There's a sea monster, a giant storm hits them. It goes on and on. But it's an incredible set piece that the whole thing is building to. Now, in general, the language of the book and the ethereal voice, Victor Hugo's narration, is so distinct. He is extravagant. If he wants to go on a digression, he does. He freely moves in any direction that he wants to go into. And you might think that it's baggy, clumsy, things like that, which it can be. Instead, you are reading something by someone who is absolutely commanding and confident in the story that they want to tell you. He uses strong, powerful, declarative sentences. There's no wavering. He knows exactly what he's doing. And it's beautiful and amazing. It's so powerful. The power of the language, it just rings through this book. It feels grand. You're reading an epic. Our hero is heroic. The stakes are high. The climax is an absolute page turner, and it runs all the way to the end of the book. I'm going to read, just to give you an idea. He's describing this phosphorescent light that he sees on the water. This light was an enigma. It was like the glaucous gleam in the eye of a sphinx. The cavern resembled the interior of an enormous and magnificent skull. The vault was the cranium. The arch was the mouth. The sockets for the eyes were missing. The mouth swallowing and disgorging. The inflow and outflow of the sea, wide open to catch the full light of midday, drank in light and vomited forth bitterness. And it's not much of a spoiler to say that there's a sea monster, but let's see. You are attacked. This is the monster. Up one passage. You are attacked by a pneumatic machine. You are dealing with a vacuum that has feet. What you suffer is not scratches or bites. It is an unspeakable scarification. A bite is fearful, but less so than a suction. A claw is harmless compared with a sucker. With a claw, it is the beast entering into your flesh. With a sucker, it is you who are entering into the beast. He's describing an octopus. It was great. It was a great, fun, adventurous book by an author who had full control of his powers. It's excessive, it digresses, he has asides, but he absolutely knows what he's doing. And he knows that he's interesting. He's giving me what I want. I love it. Uh, and I love seafaring books. You know, Moby Dick and Bram the Ancient Mariner and things like that. The Odyssey. So, yeah, The Toilers of the Sea by Victor Hugo. I loved it. It was great. Leave a comment if you would like, and thank you for watching.